Hello, welcome back. This is James Uriah from UXShape. Today we're going to continue with our inventory mobile app. What we've done here is we've been able to prototype the login screen. As you can see from our browser, we've been able to prototype the login screen so the user can enter their username and they can enter their password and they can press login button, forgot password, and they can check if they don't have an account. They can sign up with their email address and connect with Facebook. So the first part of this login and registration process that we've done is we've done the login part of it, but the login part is not quite finished yet. So what we're going to make is we're going to close this. So what we're going to have now is we have another screen which we're going to use as the sign up with email address, and we're going to have another one with forgot password. But what we're going to do here, we're going to make use of this landing page, because in our initial brainstorming we have here that we're going to have a login page and a sign up screen. So I decided that we should probably use a dynamic panel and use one screen, and that is why I maintain this landing, so that this landing covers the login, sign up, forgot password, and we can use that for our design, so that not to waste too many pages or screens. So we don't need to have too many screens to create this flow. In Azure we can make use of dynamic panel, and if you want to learn more about dynamic panel, you can watch some of my tutorial about dynamic panel and you learn how that works. So the same technique that is used with dynamic panel, that's what we're going to use. So I'll just explain what I'm going to do. Now we have this main order which holds all our other page components. What we're going to have next is we're going to have another rectangle widget. Now this rectangle widget is what we're going to set as our dynamic panel to hold what we have. So I'm just gonna make sure everything is like this. The design is great, so I'm gonna align this to middle and center, and I'll remove the border and I'll make this transparent. And also what I'm going to do next is convert this to dynamic panel, and we're going to create separate dynamic panel state. So what I will give this is I'll give this I'll say login and sign up process, and I'll make these 3 states. One will be for login, the second one will be for sign up, and the third one will be for forgot password. Once we have this, we can go to this first state. Before we go into the first state, we need to move this away here and grab this component. So what I'm doing in effect is I'm taking this component and I'm just going to drop it inside the first state, which is the login. And before we do that, we need to change the back color of this so that we can really understand how this is going to work. So we can make this 175, and for now we can just change the back color to, we can align horizontal, and we can just change the back color to a little bit this, so that once we place this inside it, it's there. What we need to do now is to align this properly and make sure it's aligned center and align middle. Once we have that is done, what we just need to do is just to remove the back color that we have for this dynamic panel state. I'm just going to change that back to white. Actually, let's see if there will be change. All right, so what we need to do is we need to return this back to X, the XY axis. Now actually we need to make it center and then middle. We just need to preview this and let's see how it looks like. Okay, now what we need to do next, we need to make sure that we set that white to transparent. So we go back into the first state and we make this back color transparent, and we can make sure this is transparent as well. So we save that and we can refresh this page and we can see that we've achieved that state, but the component now it's inside the dynamic panel because we want to make use of just only one single page in this design process. So what we need to do next is we need to go back here and go into the second state. Now because we've already added some things, I'll just grab this as well, or highlight everything, grab it and paste it in a sign up page. So what we need to do, we just need to probably, I'm going to give this a back color so that we can see the design, what we are doing at every stage, and then we're going to change it back again. So what this page is going to be for the sign up page or sign up screen. So what we're going to do here, we have username, password, and we're going to ungroup all this. Like in Azure, we don't need to recreate everything. We just need to make use of what we already have. I'm going to ungroup this as well. And what we just need, we need another copy of this. So I'll move this down and I will get another copy of this and I'll just move it down here. So we go to the widget properties and styles, and under int we will go to repeat password, because that's the way the registration process is done. So we have the username, we have or we can say email address. Instead of username, we can say email address, password, repeat password, and then we have sign up. All right, so once we have this sign up now, we are not really gonna need this. What we're going to have here, we're going to have already have an account question, so that we're gonna ask the user if they already have an account so they can go back to the login screen, and if they don't have an account they can come here and sign up with with their email address. Also, what we want to do here is that instead of putting here as don't have an account, we're going to remove this, and we're going to remove the sign up with email address as well, because they're already signing up with email address. We're just going to click that one, and I'm just going to move this up and say connect with Facebook. So let me move this a little bit. I'm just going to move this a bit down here. All right, so we will have this. Let's group this together for now, and I'll move this a bit down, and we will have I'll just make this we distribute it vertically, circle, group this, and then I will align all this one together, distribute vertically, align center, and we have that already. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure this is aligned center as well. Okay, so now what we have here, we have the sign up screen, and we already have an account, and on the sign up screen we are providing the user as well. They can still sign up using Facebook. So, they can do that both in the login state, and also they can do that in the sign up state. So we have this information. So let's go back to our login and let's add a bit of interaction to this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put the back color back, and then once we are done with the design, I'll remove the back color, and then we can make sure everything is fine. So what we need to do is we need to put on click here, but before that I need to name this button. So I say login btn, we say login. So we come here and we say widget interaction and note on click, and because we are making use of dynamic panel, not pages anymore, we're just gonna say set panel state. We select the login and we will say actually this is where we want to put it. We want to say don't have an account. Then once they click this button, sign up with email address, they go to sign up page. So this is what we're going to put. We're going to say sign up, rename the button sign up btn, and we're going to add our on click event. So we have the panel state, sign up, and we say sign up. We can choose to animate it or not. Let's think. All right, we can just say maybe fade, and it can just fade. So we can use that for now. So once we have that, we can go back to sign up screen and say already have an account. Now what we're going to have here is if they already have an account and they just press this link here, they will go back to the original state. I'm still considering maybe we should use a button. I think we should probably use a button for this one. I'm going to go back to the login and I'm going to grab this button here, go back into the sign up, and I'll paste it here. So what we have here, we're going to have login, and I will just make sure we have I'm not going to put this already have an account. I'm just going to make this already have an account. Come here. So what we have here basically is, let's ungroup this and make sure everything is good. I'll move this down a bit, and I'll move this down. So we have this now, and I'm going to okay, let's move this a bit up, and let's go down, and let me align this one, and I will group this together. I'll move this a bit up, group this together, and I'll make this align center, distribute vertically, and we have that. So I'll just make sure everything is aligned center and distribute vertically. All right, so what we have here now, we have the sign up, and we already have an account. Once the user log in here, we're going to change this login to login btn. Once the user press this login, we will set it to login so they can go back to login, and once they are in login and it on sign up with email, they will go to email address, and it will be faded transition. We're not going to slide left or right or up and down. So we're just gonna, let's preview this and let's see what we have now. So I'm gonna remove the back color in each of the states. So the login, I'll remove the back color from it. Make it transparent. I'll make this as well transparent. We will now refresh, and we have the login. What we need to do next is we need to go back. We need to go back and see how we can. So let's go into the login state. All right. Now let's refresh the page back again. What we need to click here, we need to press. So once the user start the app loads, they go through the onboarding session. And by the way, I've changed the background in the onboarding session. In the last tutorial, we have white background, but I decided to keep consistency across the onboarding session and the landing page. So we're going to click get started. They go on the landing page and they see the login screen. If they're already logged in, they will log in. If they're not already logged in and they don't have an account and they want to create an account using email address, they can sign up using email address and immediately they have this screen. If they already have an account, they can click login and they go back. So the next phase of what we're going to do next, we need to create what happens when the user forgot password. So same approach we're going to use. We're just going to duplicate, highlight everything, Control A, and we're going to paste it here. Now what we need to do now is we need to change the back color so that we can see the design again, and we just need to say forgot password, but because we need to retrieve the password for them, so we're going to get rid of these two password. We're going to get rid of it, and we're going to say email address, or probably they can retrieve their password using their phone number, because on the mobile app, they will have the phone number. So I'll just remove one of this password and change this to phone number. I'll say mobile number instead, because a lot of people might think they can put landline and it's not going to work. So I'm not going to use number, I'm just going to use text. So I'll put it mobile number, so we can retrieve password using, and we can say retrieve password. All right, now what we have here is we have these two options, either to to select their phone number to retrieve password, but because we did not actually use phone number during registration, I think it would be best for us to remove this, because we didn't use phone number during registration process. So we're just going to make this email address only. So we have this email address, and they can group this. Now we're not going to have anything here. We're just going to I'll just put this here. What we're going to do, let's minimize that. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to make this, bring this a bit. Let's leave it the way it is, and retrieve password. Once the user enter their email address, then they'll click on retrieve password, and they'll be able to we will send them an email confirmation, and they can retrieve their password, and they can change their password from that. So that's fine. Another thing we might need to do, because they are retrieving password, and we will have to prompt them to reset their password, we need to add another panel state here that will say reset password, because once they receive the password, once they retrieve a link or a pin from their mobile and they click on the link is going to take them into the app, whereby they will be able to reset their password, and then they can continue using the application. So I'm just going to make that reset password. So what we're just going to do, we're going to delete this. I don't think we need it. I'm going to remove all this as well. I don't think we need that. All we just need is just email address and retrieve password button, really. If we are not satisfied with the way the page is, we could just add some text around just to make sure the page looks a bit full instead of scanty, but I'll just leave it as it is because it's for the user to retrieve password. And once they click retrieve password, we will display something later. So let's go back to our login, and we will put our link here and say on forget password, we should set panel state to forgot password, and we will still use fade as well again. So we've done forgot password. What we're going to do here, this login, what we're going to do, we're not going to do the login functionality part now, because what I want us to do in this login functionality is we want to be able to set a condition so that the username can enter a real value, like a username and a password, for them to be able to submit. I don't just want us to add a condition and then we just transfer it to another page. I want us to add extra layer of security if we actually want to prototype it in a full way. So we have our forgot password. We have sign up with email. For Facebook, yeah, because our app is gonna take control over it, but during the prototyping tutorial, I will try as much as possible to see how we can simulate connect with Facebook. I'm trying not to use high fidelity, I'm trying not to use color, so I'll try as much as possible to see how we can solve that in the next couple of tutorials. So what we have here, we just save that, and let's go back to other states. Retrieve password. What we could do, we can just make this transparent, and we can refresh this page. So what we're doing here, if the user come on this page and they don't have their login details, or they forgot their username or their password, they can just simply enter that and they can retrieve their password. What we didn't do, we need to make sure we have a navigation so that we can go back in case the user forgot to just press it. We need to have a navigation there. So what I would do is I'll put this back, and we can just go back to the let's check some font. Awesome. So we can just maybe put it here. We can reduce this to about 20, or we can reduce it to 16, and we can just make it white so that the user can go back to the next state where they are coming from. So once the user clicks this, we can go back and say set panel state to where they are coming from, which is the login, and we can now refresh. Forgot password, go back, forgot password, and go back. So what we need to do next is we also need to take this and put it on in sign up, but we're not going to put it on login. So I will go back to the forgot password and we will set this to transparent again. Save that, and let's preview from the beginning of our app. The user have downloaded our app, install it, and it loads. They are going through the onboarding stage, and they land on the landing screen, and they can log in. Once they come here, if they don't have their username and password, they can press on this link, forgot password, and they can go back. If they made a mistake, they can sign up with email, and from the sign up screen they can go back to login, or they can come here and go back to login, whichever the case. What I might just have to do is, because the user might not know that this is a button, we need to indicate that this is a button. So let's go back to our login panel state, and I'm just going to give this a border, and I'll give the border color white, and I might probably give it, I think I will leave it, I'm not going to give it a shadow, I'm just going to leave it like that. Let's preview it and let's see how it is. Alright, what I need to do next is we need to add a corner radius. So we go to styles and we say corner radius 5. We can preview it again, and we have this, so the user can actually know that they can press this button. So it's handy for them to understand, instead of thinking, is it a question for me to read, or is it something I need to action? So if they forgot their password, they can always they can always click press the forgot password. So let's just review it again and say forgot password. They go back and retrieve password, submit, they can go back and they can do that. They can go back to login, they can go back to forgot password, they can go back to login. So we have this landing page done. It's not finished yet. What we still need to work on in the next tutorial, we need to work on the login part of the tutorial, and also we need to work on the forgot password retriever process, how we're going to simulate that. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any question, do send a comment, leave a comment below, and I'll be glad to answer any question you may have. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos, tutorial to come your way. So see you in the next tutorial, and have a good day. Thank you. Bye.